Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, I got a question for you. Are you willing to send your kids and your grandkids to war to die if you don't accept more illegals? Yeah, pretty much that's the choice the Biden administration is parading around Washington here in the last 24 hours. Either we take more illegals in or we're sending your kids to get killed in a war. You think I'm kidding? Let me give you some facts to start off here, okay? Currently, there are 49.5 million foreign born people living in the United States, whether they are immigrants, illegals, whatever. 49.5 million people, about 15% of our population was not born in the United States. Mrs. B wasn't born in the United States. Okay. Of those 49.5 million people, 35.8 million of them are illegals. Okay. More than 2/3 of the foreign born population of the United States is here illegally. Just want to give you that. Okay. This week, right now, the Biden administration is screaming and yelling that they need more money. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with what's gone on in the last couple of days, the White House budget director has come out and said that the Pentagon is out of the money that Congress is authorized to spend in Ukraine. Okay, $62 billion. And it's going to run out at the end of the month, right? So the Biden administration wants more money for Ukraine. They now have a $106 billion aid package sitting in front of Congress. That's $61 billion is earmarked to go to Ukraine. Okay. Now I'll give you this. We are just short of $34 trillion in debt. The hell's another 100 billion, right? We'll just keep pissing it away. It brings up the same question that I keep asking and I can't get an answer. Why is the Russia-Ukraine border so important, but the U.S.-Mexico border is not? Okay. Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, came out and said that if we don't give Ukraine more money, we're going to deploy troops to Europe to fight Russia. So basically, in a nutshell, what he said is either we keep letting illegals come in, or we're sending your kids to war. Mm-hmm. You think about this. We have a America Last policy in the White House. The Republicans, in a classified briefing yesterday, stormed out and said, no, we're not listening to this. The only way we are authorizing more money for Ukraine is if we stop the massive inflow of illegals coming across the southern border. And the Democrats will have nothing to do with it. They want more money to protect the eastern border of Ukraine. But if we spend that, we're not going to do anything on our border. Austin's response was, if we don't do anything in Ukraine, then Putin's going to take over Ukraine, Georgia, the Baltics, and we'll have to send troops to keep him going into Europe. Totally speculative, okay, that's what Putin would be doing. So he's trying to blame the American people who overwhelmingly want the border shut down, okay? Regardless of what Congress wants, the American people overwhelmingly want the border shut down. You look at what the mayors of New York City, the governor of Massachusetts, the people of Chicago are saying, stop sending us all these illegals. Oh, we wanted to be a sanctuary city. Great. Pay up. Oh, no, we can't do that. We want to be a sanctuary city so it looks good on paper. We want all the illegals to stay down in southern Texas, who, by the way, did not choose to be a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state. Okay? You know, typical NIMBY principle, not in my backyard. We want to be the social justice people, but we don't want anything. We don't want any of the responsibility for it. We want to look good on paper. We just don't want to do anything. So now you have the defense secretary saying, yeah, we'll send your kids off to die to protect another country's border, but we won't do anything to protect our own. Now, the Republicans walked out. Okay? And I will give Mike Johnson credit for this, Speaker of the House, for saying you ain't getting any money for Ukraine unless the border's fixed. Good. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see who digs their heels in more. Because with the crime that the illegals are bringing in, going through the roof across the country. I mean, every day you open up the news and see another story about a rape, a murder, drugs, whatever, that's being caused by an illegal. I mean, guys, we have 10,000 illegals crossing the border that we know of a day. All right. Start extrapolating that number out over the course of a year. And so the threat, which is exactly what it is, that this administration is making is, unless you keep letting them in, we're going to send your kids to get killed. Okay. So is this administration blatantly coming out and saying that this is a replacement theory? That we're going to replace those citizens of the United States with illegals? Because I guarantee you they're not enforcing any sort of selective service or draft for illegals. Hell, they can't find them. They don't know where they are. How are you going to draft them? Okay. And even if you did, what loyalty do those illegals have to the United States? They're not going to fight for the U.S. Okay. What are you going to train them? Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do that. Let's train a bunch of people who came into our country illegally. The very first act they made upon setting foot in the United States, the very first second they committed a crime. Oh, okay. So let's now give them access to weaponry or tanks or whatever, right? Is this the plan? No, the plan is to send the American citizens, the ones that worked hard, have a job, have a family, pay taxes. We'll send those kids off to a meat grinder, because that's what Ukraine basically has been. And no problem. We can just replace them with all the people coming from El Salvador or Guatemala or Haiti or wherever. And hey, they're cheaper labor anyway. You know, we could go back into, the straight white male. Oh my God, he's privileged. Yeah, the privilege you get is under this quack is to go get your butt shot at to save some country that most people can't even find on a map. Well, back home on a Saturday afternoon, Jose and Maria are sitting around drinking Coronas and watching football with their Mexican flag flying out in front of them. That's what we're supposed to fight for? Hell no. We need to keep telling the public, our politicians, everybody, screw Ukraine, screw Israel, and screw the illegals. I've said this for my entire life, many times to you guys. It's time the United States adopts an isolationist theory. The hell with the rest of the world. You're on your freaking own. I don't care where your wars lead you or anything. We are not the worldwide police, and we don't care what happens to you. spreading democracy around the world. This is what we've heard for my entire life. Oh, we need to be there because we're spreading democracy. Please tell me where one country where democracy has been successful after the trillions of dollars we've pumped into it. Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq? Really? Tell me how those great democracies are working there, where we've had hundreds of thousands of people die and trillions of dollars spent, and not a single one of them are democracy, let alone a constitutional republic. We need to take care of our own. It's about damn time we say, the hell with spending all these trillions of dollars everywhere else, and let's spend them here. How many homeless people could we house with $61 billion this time? How many people could we feed with $62 billion from the last funding bill we sent to Ukraine? Don't even get me started on funding all these pension plans and everything like that. When we have our military collecting food stamps and WIC, yet we're paying the pensions of a bunch of Ukrainians because they can't. Somebody tell me where the problem comes in. It's about damn time somebody comes in and puts America first. Close the southern border and let Russia and Ukraine handle their own problems. It ain't ours. Pinball out.